Common network cables. The twisted pair. It is a type of copper cabling that is used for telephone communications and most Ethernet networks. A pair of wires forms a circuit that transmits data. There are two basic types of twisted pair. The first one is the unshielded twisted pair, or the UTP. It is the cable that has two or four pairs of wires. This type of cable relies solely on the cancellation effect produced by the twisted wire pairs that limits signal degradation caused by electromagnetic interference and the radio frequency interference. The second type is the shielded twisted pair, or the STP. Each pair of wire is wrapped in metallic foil to better shield the wires from noise. Four pairs of wires are then wrapped in an overall metallic braid or foil. STP reduces electrical noise from within the cable. UTP comes in several categories that are based on two factors. 1. The number of wires in the cable, and 2. The number of twists in those wires. Category 3 or Cat3 cable is an earlier generation of cable which supports a maximum frequency of 16 MHz. This cable may have 2, 3, or 4 copper pairs. Cat3 type of Ethernet cable is still used for two-line telephone system and 10 base T network. It is also used for alarm system installation or similar kinds of application. Category 5, these cables are slower compared to modern-day hardware requirement, so you should use this type of cable only if you have older hardware that demands outdated hardware. Category 5E. Cat5e is one of the most popular cabling types of an Ethernet cable used for deployments because of its ability to support gigabit speeds at a cost-effective price. Cat5e can support up to 1000 Mbps speed. Cat6 cabling supports up to 10 gigabytes per second and frequencies of up to 250 MHz. Cat6a Ethernet cable supports bandwidth frequencies of up to 500 MHz. Cat7 has the ability to transmit up to 40 gigabytes at 50 meters and 100 gigabytes at 15 meters. Category 8 cable is designed for operation of up to 2000 MHz. There are types of shielded Ethernet cables. We have the FUTP, or the foiled unshielded twisted pair. SUTP, or the braided unshielded twisted pair cable. SFTP is braided shielding foiled twisted pair. SFUTP is braided shielding plus foil unshielded twisted pair. FFTP is foiled twisted pair. UFTP is unshielded foiled twisted pair. UUTP is unshielded twisted pair. The next type of cable is the coaxial cable. It is a copper cord cable surrounded by heavy shielding. Coaxial cable is used to connect the computers to the rest of the network. Coaxial cable uses British naval connectors or bayonet nail concealment connectors at the end of the cables to make the connection. This is the example of a male BNC and the female BNC. The types of coaxial cable: the RJ58, RG59, RG62, RG6, and RG11. What's RF coaxial cable? RF coaxial cables are used to carry radio frequency signals. They're the standard input cable on TVs and feature a single pin that plugs into the RF input on the device. What's RG6 cable? RG6 cables have larger conductors, so they provide better signal quality. They have thicker dielectric insulation and are made with a different kind of shielding, allowing them to handle GHS level signals more effectively. As this type of cable is thin, it can also be easily installed in walls or ceiling. What's RG59 cable? A common cable in domestic settings, RG59 cable is similar to the RG6, but it has an even thinner center conductor. This makes it a good choice for short runs and low frequency transmission. What's RG11 cable? RG11 cable is easily identifiable as it's thicker than other type of coaxial cable, which can make it more difficult to work with. However, it offers a lower attenuation level than RG6 or RG59, meaning it can carry data for longer distances. RG6 coaxial cable is the coaxial cable for TV. The RG11 coaxial cable is the coaxial cable for HD TV. RG6 coaxial cable is the coaxial cable for the internet. RG59 is the coaxial cable for CCTV, and RG6 is the coaxial cable for video. The third type of cable is the fiber optic cable. It has one or more optical fibers enclosed in a sheet or jacket. Because it is made of glass, fiber optic cable is not affected by EMI or RFI. There are two types of glass fiber optic cable. The multi-mode is the cable that has a thicker core than single-mode cable. It is easier to make, can use simpler light sources such as LED or the light emitting diodes, and works well over distance of a few kilometers or less. The second type is the single mode, a cable that has a very thin core. It is harder to make, uses laser as a light source, and can transmit signals dozens of kilometers with ease.